always an advantage to be able to just know that.
And Matt being able to hit the switch on the way back through there after grabbing the compass chest. So that'll be nice for him in terms of being able to route through the back here. See if we get a little dark spooky action.
Ooh, yeah. Speaking of, we still don't have that lamp. All right, I'm waiting. Everybody open your eyes real wide. I really like the setup, actually, from Matt. Very, very consistent. I'm actually not sure who gets that credit, because I know that...
I think Vortex. I think Vortex of
Okay.
Doom was the one who I believe originated that. But yeah, if you bonk straight down, then hook left, and start grabbing at the pot, you'll grab the pot. It's real nice if you're doing this in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and one of the nicest, probably best advantages of doing a darkroom strat is its consistency, right? As long as you have something that you can set up, relatively easily speaking, it is definitely to your advantage.
And we did get the spooky off of the anti-fairies there, so Matt does get that nice little shortcut, saving the trip through the bombable wall there. And now we're going to get put that cape to use here against Vitreous. Lots of spins and maybe a few slashes to kind of extend out the life of that magic meter. But yeah, just a couple cleanup arrows here, and then
just a couple, give or take.
And then a couple more.
Yeah, it's okay. The important part is we have enough for the phase 2, which you only need 8 arrows. While you can certainly still kill Vitreous with sword spins, the hammer. I mean, it's not like Matt is soft locked himself basically into this boss, but it is certainly significantly slower if he can't use arrows.
And we'll see. I think at this point it's probably unlikely that we're gonna find the lamp, but
So, by the way, so speaking of the lamp, though, another thing for kind of like end-game considerations is, so if we don't have a lamp, and depending on what our arrow, bow/silver situation is, if we need to get torch glitch, and we don't have the lamp, and especially on Flipheal's side where he doesn't have half magic, right? I mean, he can certainly go buy a potion to try and ease some of his magic pressure or magic management, but it is very dangerous, right? To be able to basically force yourself to in order to get torch glitch, and then, basically make sure you have enough magic to maintain it throughout the entire Ganon fight.
Yeah. So we see Matt in desert there, picking up the mushroom.
The mushroom. Interesting. Well, we still do need ether. Maybe the mushroom also could be a sword. I think the mushroom turn-in, if it's a sword, would be very worth it if we could get tempered. Although it would be kind of nice if we had temper a little bit earlier.
It would be, but we didn't have a way here. I don't know. I did peek at the log earlier, but I didn't see where the book was to even see if we had a way in here without doing... Oh, no, we did not have a way in here without doing Pyramid Fairy for the mitts.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. All right, we got the big key in its vanilla location, and Matt also got some pretty fortunate arrow drops. Whether or not he realized that they were actually in the arrow price pack is somewhat irrelevant, but because again, as we kind of unfortunately was visually shown on Flipheal's side, the enemies don't always have to drop prizes for you. Okay, but we are coming up on. Okay, let me count from what Royale has tracked for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th crystal. A clear for Matt and Flipheal. Very similarly, unlike like Matt, which does not have the lamp, we're also going to go do Mire Dark Basement, and this is going to be Flipheal's presumably 4th.
So Matt's going to have hopefully those torches keep jumping out of the way of his fire.
No, those torches, okay, like they're
shifty.
They are. You would just ask anyone who's trying to light torches. They somehow just move right in front of you. It's
Thankfully, the land mollusts are known for staying in place and being exactly where you want them to be when you're trying to hit them with fire rod shots.
Yes. And somehow they always manage to go underground early. All right. Well, so again, Matt. I think very little pressure, in terms of him. Oh, nice, cute other cane on desert. Yeah, but I mean, we got more than enough ammunition to basically take out Lamolas. I mean, while Flipheal doesn't have as many fire shots available to him, I'm sure he'll still be fine.
Yeah, and Flipheal, I think, was just a little bit too low on the dark spooky attempt there, and chose to blow open the wall. It's not a big,
okay, I think it's all
not
fair.
a big time
yeah.
loss by any stretch, but
oh yeah. I think actually
still coming out of back of Dark Mire with full health. You take that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, so pod basement, a Mire dark room basement especially is probably like arguably one of the hardest dark rooms set, in the entirety of the game. It's like you kind of, I always want to say these guys nice, beautiful tempered. I love tempered. Game is omega playable, at least on Matt's side. But yeah, like while like Flipheal and Matt because they're just so experienced with the game, as we're kind of watching Flipheal basically, take down Vitreous with a very creative set of items, right? Once in this case, with no real half magic available, they kind of make the dark rooms in really tough situations look like, oh, I could, oh, that looks pretty easy. Like, let me go try that, and then everything goes off the rails the second you do something like one pixel off, and then you're just very sad, and then
you basically. I didn't see exactly how Flip did it if he used the cape going through the first or the third dark room there, but yeah, the one spike that you basically have to walk through to get through the room is always a real pain.
I see what you did there. Spikes cause damage and pain. I do agree.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt's gonna head up the mountain here. We're gonna stop into Paradox and free heart container right next to our required ether. So that is Matt's go mode there. Although obviously he's known that's been there for about at least 43 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Also, not oftenly seen that once you this up, you just need, again, like the bottom of Paradox. So we're just, gonna go out the bottom entrance and go through Super Bunny. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. The mirror is just slightly defective. It got us into Swamp Palace. That is the only important one that we care about.
Yeah, that really is about all the mirror did for us. That and getting us into desert.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Actually, where was the book? Did you happen to see that?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and reveal, because they're both pretty close together in proximity, where both the book and the lamp were. If you wanted the book, you'd have to go to Hammer Pegs for it, so you needed those mitts regardless.
Okay.
And lamp was on the purple chest today.
Lamp was on purple chest? Are you serious?
Yeah, so makes sense why we wouldn't see that from our runners today.
That is so bad. And Miro was in Spike Cave. Is that what you're telling me? And the cape was like our only available invincibility item because we saw the Cane of Burn on Lambo. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Spoilerlog, for we really do appreciate you telling us where all the items are instead of us doing the item discovery of trying to actually play out this scene.
Yeah. Imagine all of that, and you go and get your lamp off purple chest on your way into getting the hook shot out of Pendant Swamp left side of Swamp.
Yeah, you have to go, and you can't leave, right? After you get the hook shot, you still have to use it to get to the back of Swamp in order to go get your ice rod. Like,
honestly, I think both of these guys would have been completely comfortable with it, but this is just such an unholy abomination of a hover seed if you were playing this blind.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're right.
Well, no, actually, no, it's not, because the ice rod was behind the hook shot, so you did have to go in there and get it. Without that ice rod, though, then it becomes that abomination.
True. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Clear Mouse, I want you to just.
I know. I'm watching. I'm sorry. I was not focused on anything that you were saying because I was absolutely mesmerized by the fact that Flipheal is showing off his NMG skills. I was even thinking about this earlier. Like, is Matt actually going to show off his 124 NMG skills on this boss? And the answer was no. So so forget that. Flipheal is the true winner of this seed.
Yeah, Matt even picked up all those extra arrows going through desert.
Right? And didn't even use a single one.
Yeah. So that's Crystal 5 for Flipheal. He will still have to clear Ice Palace on his way up to Death Mountain to pick up his ether and clear Turtle Rock where Matt is. But at that point, he will be in go mode as well. And then Matt is clearing his way through the front to Turtle Rock. We did need to go to both the Compass Chest and to Roller Room here.
Okay, so it does look like kind of the extended version of Turtle Rock. I mean, sometimes you're quite fortunate in that maybe you can avoid Roller Room, but you know what? We get the Chomp Dash here. That is something that doesn't actually. It happens very rarely in non-keys mode, just because you don't often necessarily get a chance to skip that chest because more often than not you're always. That chest most always has a key. Yeah. So
yeah. Even if you get to Turtle Rock in Go mode, you're still expecting to open that one looking for keys. So yeah, it always feels good to just wave and dash past the Chomps there.
Yeah.
Given how many times they've killed me, certainly.
Chomps arguably are some of the worst enemies of the entirety of the game. Matt is being chased also by a bunny beam. I haven't really ever seen people walk out of that room before, but it's all good. He didn't get hurt. Somehow, by the way, Matt has ballooned to 8 hearts on his side, and Flipheal is I mean, we've seen him consciously skip safeties now.
And we saw go out of his way. I think the first chest of a hookshot cave that he did before going to Turtle Rock here was just a heart container, but he knows that I think at this point he knows he's a decent bit ahead. He's actually going to go out the door here, which I don't. Okay, I see that he's going to. Okay, I see what he's doing. I misread the log earlier. To say he could have chosen to skip this key and stay inside, but the last key is on Laser Bridge, but it looks like he's just going to skip Laser Bridge entirely here.
Okay. And so I haven't timed any of these, by the way, whether or not you're supposed to go to Laser Bridge or just go outside. I'm going to assume based on Matt's route, the fact that we're going outside in efforts to skip Laser Bridge, that going outside is faster.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's probably a drastic difference. Maybe it depends on which chest you're checking and all of that sort of stuff. Or if you're in, again, in Matt's shoes here, he may be just playing kind of as conservatively as possible, knowing that, basically the only way, he can kind of can lose this lead at this point is to take like a long death and have to re-clear Turtle Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
So it may just be a matter of that, of just, hey, it might be a couple seconds less efficient, but if I get that safety door or, get that door there, even just for the big chest, if something goes sideways on Trinex, then I've at least got that to save a couple minutes.
Exactly. Now, of course, that being said, I do believe that Matt knows how to handle Trinex. Slow ROM, fast ROM, original game. He's got tempered and boots and half magic to boot as well. He should be good.
Yeah, minus the hearts. This is a pretty nice NMG loadout for him, and certainly looks like no issues there on that side. Meanwhile, Flipheal got through his Cult Stair fight and is on his way up to the mountain.
Yeah, and also, again, so all right, I was even thinking, like, I guess Flipheal, very understandably so, skips that Tempered Sword, on the mushroom, and then I'm a bit worried now what he's gonna have his Ganon fight to be kind of with, if it's going to be Master of Surplus. But you know what? Matt just demonstrated Flipheal's going to get tempered for his troubles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will. Oh, nope, you want the other one?
Flipheal, go back. Okay, we'll eventually go back. See, this is the problem with Paradox. Even the log, when it says Paradox upward and Paradox over, you have no idea actually which one is which.
Oh, it's so backwards and wrong.
It is.
I'd like to file a complaint.
There's
heart number 5 for Flipheal, by the way.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, actually, kind of interesting. Flipheal is going to opt to do, I guess, like the normal, quote unquote, way to Turtle Rock. I guess nobody's opened the portal yet, right? So we're just going to basically go upstairs. And yeah, Matt versus, he went to Super Bunny. I don't know which is faster. I need someone to time this.
Anyway, it's going to be a pretty boring GT Big Key guessing game today, because if you're guessing a number over, say, like 4 or 5, you're probably going to be pretty disappointed.
What if there are like 5 heart containers along the way that Mac decides to go out of
then I will be wrong. I think that I have been so many times before.
Oh, okay.
But never mind, it's just a map chest.
Here.
So.
Yeah, very convenient torch key as well. I mean, there was also so and the fact that the map chest does require an extra key basically meant that it was very convenient for us to go pick up. Actually, so Will, do you know where the other bow is? We are here.
I do.
Okay. Do you think our runners have any prospects of getting that second bow? Because Matt, I think, would really like that second bow right about now.
Well, I think he has a decent chance at it.
Okay. Oh, well then, are you telling me that we actually might be able to see the absolute full layout or offensive power that the Link to the Past has offered or can?
We are going to get to see, as if he had, in honor of our early trip to the Pyramid Ferry tonight, we are going to be facing Ganon with both gold sword and silver arrows.
Amazing.
Well, at least Matt will be.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true. Now, I'm trying to remember, in the vanilla game, in the Pyramid Fairy, does it give a green potion? Do you happen to know? Like, you throw a bottle inside?
Ooh, I do not know what the vanilla refill is there.
I want to say it was a green potion. I guess, I mean, so the pyramid bottle refills are, for the record, also in the spoiler log. I think it would be kind of cool if we had, the absolute, as you said, the Pyramid Fairy homage, into the vanilla game. Silvers, green potion, and gold sword.
I can tell you that in this seed, the pyramid bottle refill was the green potion.
Oh, really?
So, assuming you are correct, and I have no reason to doubt, then we did get...
It sounds very familiar, and because I remember when I was first playing the vanilla game, as a kid, I would try and throw in literally, everything in my possession, right? At that point, it was like everything in the inventory, right? Thinking that, I was a very honest person, or a very honest sprite, elf, and being able to try and get something good for my troubles.
I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough as a kid to get that far. I got lost in Turtle Rock and just like I
didn't say that it was my first attempt. I have some pretty embarrassing stories actually about my first attempt playthrough, but how time flies. Speaking of though, I mean, so Matt is a very talented 124 NMG runner. Definitely got his title somewhat earlier in this calendar year, I want to say. Time again is fleeting. I'm sorry if I misquoted that. I do know that he got it semi recently, but it really goes to show basically he has done quite well in this gauntlet. Ooh, nope. I thought I was disappointed twice because I thought that was okay. That's silvers. Oh, it's a blue rupee. Wait, what? Okay, that one has to be a small seed.
Nope, just kidding. Nope, just kidding. All right, there's one chest left. Do you still trust me, Clear Mouse?
It's, what? Is this like a gamble game? Or Monty Hall, kind of like the problem. It's like I pick a door, and then you tell me, here are all the things that are not it. Do you want to switch?
I've revealed 215 zonks, and there are your silver arrows.
Oh. Kind of, well, okay, on the one hand, you're almost guaranteed to open that chest in the... if you're playing to see without a spoiler log. On the other hand, that's kind of a mean bow location, honestly.
I could definitely see one, if not both of these guys, just hovering that room and never opening that chest in a blind seed.
That's true. That is very true. Mm-hmm. Maybe also penalty depends on how far ahead or behind, they think they are.
Also very true.
Mm-hmm. All right, so one thing we also did learn from, or at least kind of maybe emphasize as part of the NMG League vanilla preset, when they're racing where all the item placements are vanilla, and you can also watch the other streams, like the boss RNG are seeded. And, so in theory, if you know what the Aghanim patterns are, just like if you know, in theory, what the Moldorm or Landmost patterns are, you could, in fact, try to plan for that. I don't know how you're supposed to be able to try to figure that out. By the way, speaking of hovering, do you see what Flipheal is doing?
I do see what Flipheal's doing. He's gonna try and
all right. One attempt, 2 attempts. All right, just 1 attempt. It's all good.
Yeah. I was hoping he could maybe get a refund on a lightly used cane if he took it back to Zora.
That's true. What do you think it'll go for? I mean, I do hear that if you drive a cane off the lot, like its value already basically cuts in half.
Yeah, and that Zora, we know him to be a little bit of a scamster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's also probably a little bit more of just a slight difference in terms of a Trinex Master Sword fight with no half magic, but Flipheal handles it very, very nicely. One of the biggest dangers, of course, no half magic with Master Sword is that you might actually run out of magic, and that's essentially Trinex death.
Still has to be a little bit careful here, but he does have a hit to take. Now he doesn't.
That's why we take the hit, so we don't have to take it later.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Matt waiting for Ganon to finish warping through phase 3 here.
Trying to get a double. I don't know if that double counted.
I think it did, and then he gets one there, and then one more.
We're just gonna shuffle and do-si-do our way on Ganon stuff. But you're right, it actually did count. So barring no disasters for Matt, get your GGs in chat for matt7898 taking a victory over Flipheal and being the advancer into the next round of brackets for Spoiler Log. All right, that looks like Flipheal was probably very aware of the race situation. That looks like a dot forfeit immediately. Big GGs to Flipheal. Get your GGs in chat for Flipheal. I mean, it looked like actually he was playing quite well. It just happens to be that the early game of trying to force his way into Spike Cave on basically like trying to MacGyver his way in, right? I don't know, quarter bar magic, cape. What else did he have? He had a fairy in a bottle, right? It was a it was really quite the attempt. I mean, and if he had succeeded, I think things would have turned out very differently. We are joined by both today's racers, Flipheal and Matt. GG's, guys.
Hey, GG's.
GG.
Aren't we glad we didn't play that one blind?
yeah.
It was terrible. Actually, I might be worse as a spoiler log than playing blind, honestly.
I don't know. The required go independent swamp to get hook off left side so you can get your ice rod out of the back is pretty stanky.
Yeah, it's nasty. Yeah,
among the other things that this seed had.
I don't know. I feel like there are 3 locations you never want to have to go to in spoiler. One is Zora, the other one is Spike Cave, and the third one is Pyramid Fairy. And this one had all 3, so that it was challenging. That's for sure.
But you did remember you had the flippers, right, to go to?
Yeah. We'll
any of those locations.
That was energy muscle memory. Okay, don't worry about it.
No worries.
Also,
yeah, so I guess.
Fact, did you know the cape requires magic to use? I just thought I'd let everyone know that.
Well, Flipheal, we did see a demonstration of that requirement, unfortunately, and I think the cape also drains a little bit more magic than Berna, right?
We did see literally the barest of minimums of getting through Spike Cave with 4 hearts, magic, a cape, and a fairy. I think that was remarkably efficient. We were jumping out of our seats when you did succeed there, Flip.
Yeah, I mean, I had already lost at that point, so I needed some kind of moral victory in this seed, right?
Yeah, that was really tough, especially, because obviously you had built your route around, oh, well, I'm going to just go get Mirror early and get this, use that, get into Swamp, and kind of, you had put your whole route together around that, and then once the search for magic happened, and just kind of kept going sideways until we had to farm the small variety pack for half a bar.
Yeah, I mean, if I just realized mid creation of the route to just like bonk like the tree at Kakariko, or I tried to read the new spoiler log and playing some NMG, like I vaguely know the prize packs, but I totally misread it, and then once the Hinox didn't drop magic, I was like, well, okay, I'm doomed.
Yeah, we could kind of see from the facial reactions there, especially once you went back to the Zora area at the start of like, well, what is he coming here for? And if it's magic, because yeah, that's basically what ended up happening. Matt, you ended up kind of avoiding these problems. Your route diverged slightly by going into pod and getting the flute early, and then after you activated the flute, you were able to go into go into the Dark World there and kind of get the half magic out of Skull Woods, which I think made your Spike Cave a lot comfier. Was that something that you managed to remember as a requirement in the route, or did it just kind of come together as, you know, a happy accident, if you will?
I was trying to figure out how to do it. I think even with like 5 hearts and a fairy in a full bar of magic, like I guess we've had some experimentation. I didn't get to see that. Maybe it would have helped me if I saw how Flip did it, but I wasn't exactly sure. I knew the half magic was there, and then I was basically like, if I can't figure out a better way to do this, I'm just gonna go get the half magic. And I kind of realized my route had some mistakes in it when I got into Dark World, and then I was just like, okay, we're just gonna double dip pod, which made sense anyway because I didn't have the mirror, and I'll just get the flute, and then I'll get the half magic, and then I'll just get mirror after Thieves Town. It wasn't originally in my route. I was gonna use the fairy in the bottle to get through Spike Cave, but then I was like, I'm just gonna I don't know, I'm not confident that this is gonna work. I'm just gonna get the half magic and not worry about it.
Yeah, and that decision ended up paying pretty big dividends there, because Flip just, you know, I mean, it happens. You sometimes you build your route around something, and then that something turns out to be impossible, and you just have to either, you know, recover and adapt on the fly or figure out a second plan. But that's really tough to do when you've got the control in your hands and the clock is counting up instead of down there. So much harder to do under that race pressure.
Yeah, it was a tough seat to route, that's for sure.
At least you ended on Gold Sword and Silvers.
Yeah, the silvers were nice. I wasn't gonna get that sword off the mushroom, but I looked at the state of the race and I was like, okay, maybe I'll grab the Tempered Sword and 2 extra hearts and Paradox Cave and Hookshot Cave. Well, I was gonna get that heart and the one in Hookshot Cave would have extra. If it was closer, I don't think I would have grabbed that mushroom sword.
And meanwhile, Flip, unfortunately, trying to make up time later on in the race, was skipping basically everything that he could. So I think you got your second heart container at the same time that you picked up your ether there out of Paradox.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so that's not a fun way to go through the seed, but you, other than the Spike Cave snafu, I think you made it look pretty darn good on 4 hearts.
Yeah,
your landmost fight was great. I'm just gonna put it on the record right now.
Yeah,
it's significantly better than Matt's.
Bow Landmo supporters. I
That's
already knew I was well under having any shot. So I was like, you know what, let's have some fun. I need to have some fun at this point.
And to be fair, you did finish on fewer shields than Matt did, since he picked up the one in Kakariko.
Oh, there are 2 very easily well, not avoidable, but yeah, you could easily grab one by mistake. This kind of seed.
Where was the second one? One was in the well, and do you have to remember?
Hype Cave had one.
Oh, okay. Matt did manage to skip that one, as we can see that on his in-game tracker.
I needed that shield to get in the swamp. I apologize.
Smart man.
You know, even in NMG, half the time, if I try to use the shield, I just get hit anyway, so I just can't be bothered.
That's fair.
You just need a larger shield, Flip.
No.
Yeah, much larger shield.
No.
I certainly hope that you guys, Leo, at least enjoyed your run in this tournament. I think it was. This entire bracket was entirely very, very intimidating and scary. You being, of course, one of the people who makes it, scary and intimidating. But so certainly, hope you had a good time at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone's really strong. I wish I didn't throw both my races in like the first 15 minutes, so like they could have been more competitive. But fun, the other one revolved around the Cape as well. Fun fact. But yeah, other than that, it was fun. I enjoy Spoiler. I've slowly been enjoying it, and yeah, good luck going forward. I don't know who you play in the losers bracket next, but I'm sure it's not fun.
Actually, thanks. I actually don't know either.
You are playing Telethar. Just one cupcake opponent after another.
Again, if anybody saw our race last year, it was a real treat. So hopefully it is as eventful as the last one.
I do believe you guys have leveled up since then, or at least in theory you guys have. So should be a much better match.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I'm
We'll
bringing
see.
popcorn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and assuming you can get through Telethar, Jem will be your next opponent. And then, you know, and I believe at some point, I guess like that matchup, like between like Jem and, you know, whoever is going to face him, that on the other side of the bracket is Vralkin, awaiting. I mean, he is also waiting for his side of the bracket's opponent, but yeah, you know, like I said, it's just cupcake opponent after cupcake opponent, you know, it's just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I decided to have a terrible qualifier and then lose in the first match of the brackets just so I can do as much spoiler as possible. That's really what I'm trying to do right now.
I see the strategy in play right now.
It's a bold strategy, but it seems to be working out for you so far.
Mhm.
Oh, not for long.
It's the lower bracket. I support it.
Yeah, but I think other than your hunt for magic, Flipheal, I mean, it actually did look like you were playing quite well. Again, you know, spoiler. I mean, I think you just kind of you scrapped together basically the bare minimum for whatever you could, you know, use basically, and you got through the seat quite well. So really kudos. You had some really tough boss fights as well. Cold Stare, Trinex was, I mean, all Master Sword, half, you know, no half magic, yeah, just basic stuff.
Yeah, like I said, all things considered, I really did like my route, and I felt like the money was pretty clean. With, you know, having to do Zora and all that stuff, but
Yeah,
like I
for a
said, it
seat
was
where you
fun.
had to spend a lot of money, both with that and on Pyramid Ferry, and you know, buying bombs early, it did work out pretty nicely. Yeah, any final thoughts from you guys before we wrap it up here?
No, thanks for the commentary, GG Slip.
Yeah, same thing. Thanks for the comms, tracking, restream, and while I'm done in SGL online, I'll be looking forward to seeing anybody if they go to the real one. I'll be at that event, so
Excellent.
always a fun time.
Very, 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 very looking forward to it.
Yep, and look forward to seeing you at SGL as well. But yeah, thank you to Royale with Cheese, who was clicking the buttons for us tonight on the tracking.
Yes, thank you, Royale. Very much appreciated.
Yep, she kept us all informed as we found the items quick and fast and furious there at the beginning. And yeah, it's a good time. Clear Mouse, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Will. I'm really glad that we got an opportunity to do this. It was a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to the next time as well.
And we're going to be, I was going to say, just a quick programming note here. We're going to be staying, or Speedgaming 2 will be staying live here. They're going to be doing a Mega Man 46 Robots race coming up here, which I believe is also for SGL Online tourney. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, until then, enjoy and have a great rest of your night.